Hi there, I'm Brian Whitmore, host of the Power Vertical podcast, and this is the Daily Vertical. 3 years ago this week, a nation rose up and demanded a better life. 3 years ago this week, a middle-class revolution commenced. 3 years ago this week, the Euromaidan was born. And it's worth remembering the Euro part, because the popular uprising that eventually overthrew the corrupt and autocratic regime of Ukraine's pro-Moscow president Viktor Yanukovych was driven by a desire to be part of Europe. It was an uprising in support of European values. And it's also worth remembering that the more than 100 protesters who were killed during the Euromaidan died for the values of Europe. They became the first people in history to die for the idea of the European Union. And it's worth remembering that the power and the magnetic pull of this European idea was deeply and profoundly threatening to Vladimir Putin's autocratic and kleptocratic regime. So threatening, it appears, that the Kremlin decided that it needed to be destroyed, first in Ukraine and then in Europe itself. In the wake of the Euromaidan, Moscow launched one type of hybrid war aimed at paralyzing and destabilizing Ukraine, sending little green men to annex Crimea and to wreak havoc in the Donbass. And it launched another kind of hybrid war in Europe, weaponizing information in the democratic process to bring xenophobes and Eurosceptics to the brink of power. 3 years ago, European values were on the march in Ukraine, and today they're in retreat in Europe. Keep telling me what you think in the comments section, on the Power Vertical's Twitter feed, and on our Facebook page. I'm Brian Whitmore, and that was the Daily Vertical.